The mystery and enigma of the Archons. What are these entities seeking in our world? The concept of Archons is an intriguing and complex part of Gnosticism, a religious and philosophical movement that arose in the early centuries of the Christian era. This idea has also been explored in other esoteric traditions over time, each adding their own interpretations and nuances. In Gnosticism, the Archons are considered spiritual entities that dominate the material world. They are often depicted as subordinate to the Demiurge, a creative entity who, in Gnosticism, is perceived as different from and inferior to the supreme deity or true God. The Archons are frequently represented as associated with the planets known in antiquity. Each Archon is linked to a particular planet and exercises control over the material and spiritual aspects associated with that planet. They are often seen as antagonists of the human soul, keeping people bound to the physical world and its illusions. They are considered to be entities that prevent spiritual ascent and access to true knowledge or gnosis. One of the main goals of the Archons in Gnosticism is to keep humanity in a state of ignorance or spiritual slumber. By doing so, they maintain control over the material world and prevent human souls from realizing their true divine nature and reconnecting with the ultimate source. Archons are described as guardians of the physical world and as having the role of testing and blocking the spiritual progress of souls. They place challenges and illusions in the path of those who seek enlightenment to prevent them from attaining gnosis. In some modern interpretations, it is suggested that Archons could influence historical events and social structures to maintain their dominance. This view sees the Archons as having an active role in shaping human cultures and beliefs to perpetuate their control. John Lash coined the definition of Archons as an artificial intelligence program that has enslaved humanity for millions of years. In order for humans to defeat the system during the final showdown, we need to know some simple things that can be done to break free from this programming. What is the origin of the Archons? According to John Lash, Archons are the biggest and baddest wolves in the universe. When the divine feminine aspect of Source sent out the call for souls to come and be a part of this grand experience of ascension, many responded. Not only was there an opportunity to grow rapidly, spiritually, but there was a chance to be a part of the greatest template of biological creation ever created. The Archons did not hear the call, and in fairness, some souls told them of their plans to incarnate in the densest and most polarized environment yet created. The Archons did not believe the souls because they did not hear the call themselves. They have already exhibited their tendencies of greed, domination, and control, which has pushed them far beyond the vibration of Source. The Archonic entities became jealous of the decisions of the souls and promised to engage in this way of mind, which controls the system of the Archons and which is cunning and brilliant. Once the Archons realized how easy it would be for them to control beings in such a dense environment, they did not want souls to succeed in breaking out of their system. They realized that they could have this experience for a very, very long time, and they could feed on the negative energy, the dense energy created by their control system, following them down into the experiment and giving them difficulties through extreme polarity, when humanity would need to be pushed into awakening when the time to make the journey back home would arrive. The Archons assumed 800 billion units allocated to nearly 8 billion people on the planet. These entities cannot be physically embodied, so they use other beings in the galaxy through mind control in order to have a vehicle with which to control the human population. They can also create mind control programs to directly affect people through television, radio, the internet, magazines and newspapers, education, pharmaceuticals, health, finance, computer games, music, and advertising. Archons have no human consciousness or emotions. They are parts of a mental being who is a brilliant programmer. This being had the ability to go back and forth through timelines to see what options humanity had to make and to always be one step ahead in order to keep humans under control. Now that we are on the precipice and close to a shift in human consciousness, we are aware of what has happened and are able to make conscious decisions to break the programming and become truly free. Facebook monitoring. Part of the system implemented by involved computer programs, they can monitor humanity through facial recognition and social status updates on Facebook. There is accelerating evidence of monitoring of Facebook posts by paid Facebook employees. One way to do this is by creating a more post section where the good stuff can be hidden. Another way is like a Facebook wall that isn't big chronologically. They can mix and match messages and posts any way they want on a person's wall. The Facebook police have also been proven to remove likes on articles that are a threat to the agenda. Their main purpose on Facebook is to distract people either with absurd informational garbage or to flood people's walls with images of war and animal cruelty at the same time. Otherwise popular articles about the truth seem not to be liked at all the world. Cracking the programming. The Archon programming system can be broken by turning off the TV, reducing the time spent on cell phones, limiting computer time, including Facebook, especially Facebook games, and spending more time in nature. The Archons cannot plan to disconnect our consciousness from technology and connect with Mother Earth. Meditation and focusing on breathing while walking in nature are in addition to effective relaxation methods and the Archonic deprogramming method. In fact, many beings have traveled back in time from the future to warn humanity of a future where humanity will be sucked into a technological dream that turned out to be a zombie nightmare. Until humanity is freed from archonic control, technological advances serve as part of the program to distract our consciousness from knowing ourself. Gaia, the consciousness of planet Earth, has a message for us right now. Grounding is the best thing we can do. If we realize that this intelligence is based on a program, cracking the program will destroy the system. Human behavior has been studied for hundreds of years to prepare for this period. Until now, actions and choices were easily predicted by minions who used either remote viewing or looking glass technology to study the future in order to create control systems in the present. If we make the alternative choice than what we have been robotically programmed to follow, we can put a knot in the system that will change the future. If enough people start doing this, we will inevitably break the program and the whole thing will collapse. This could be as simple as breaking your morning routine. Monotony means self-programming. If you normally take the same route to work, look for an alternative route a few times to break up the monotony. If you drink coffee in the morning, try tea or water instead. Breakfast for dinner or dinner instead of breakfast. If you make your bed every morning, try to leave it unmade. Be negligent in witnessing the change. During the holidays, do something different from what everyone else does. Change your patterns. Other things you could do would include moving furniture around the house or even moving to another house or city. If you move, you can give some things to the homeless. Reduction of attachment to objects, regardless of value, and even to pets and loved ones. Many people are reserved to change something in their life, but if they have the courage to do it, these changes change their life and their future destiny. Think of the fourth law of creation expounded by Bashar: change is constant, so we enter into synchronism with the universe. The need to change is already changing many timelines for the better and causing great concern for the Archon's panicking minions. As long as you don't hurt anyone else, and you are creative, you can change things. On stuff and consumerism is a great way to break the mold. Increasing vibration and consciousness. If the Archon programs created for our reality are based on the 3D dimension, raising your vibration to a higher frequency will be a way to escape their clutches. As we continue to raise our vibrations, we will also raise our level of consciousness, which is our trump card. And the higher consciousness is the ability to know the truth of who and what we are, as well as how powerful we really are. The power of the light within us cannot be controlled once we remember this enough to not be coerced and tricked into succumbing to comfortable, numb routine. While chaos occurs on the planet, small changes can be made to ensure that we don't continue to live like robots, that we change our routine. The planet's consciousness is increasing in frequency, and so is everything that lives on its surface. This seems to be slowly changing our reality on an individual level, right now, and eventually people brought together. We will all change the whole. We co-create this change with everyone on the planet, whether we realize it or not, just by following our innate impulses for change. The future of humanity depends on the choices we make now, and these will ultimately change the probability of the predicted future. The concept of Archons offers a fascinating insight into the struggle between the spiritual and the material, between knowledge and ignorance. Although their origins are closely related to Gnosticism, the interpretations and influences of these entities have extended into many other areas of mysticism and spirituality. The idea that there are hidden forces influencing humanity's destiny is a common motif in many esoteric and religious traditions. Defense against the Archons, spiritual protection strategies. Archons, understood in Gnosticism as entities that rule the material world, are often perceived as forces that hinder humanity's spiritual development. Protecting against their influence involves a multidimensional approach, combining spiritual, mental, and physical practices. The first step in defending against Archons is awareness of their existence and influence. The study of Gnostic or esoteric texts can provide a deeper understanding of the nature and tactics of these entities. Spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, and other forms of interconnection help strengthen the connection with the divine source. These practices can help us rise above the frequencies at which the Archons operate. Maintaining a state of emotional and mental balance is essential. Archons feed on negative emotions, so practicing forgiveness, compassion, and maintaining a positive attitude weakens their influence. Techniques such as yoga, tai chi, or qigong can help purify and balance the body's energy, which can reduce vulnerability to negative influences. A healthy lifestyle and a balanced diet enriched with foods that promote mental clarity and vitality can play a role in protecting against harmful external influences. Creating and maintaining a support network of like-minded individuals can provide collective strength and protection. Defense against Archons requires a holistic approach, combining personal development, spiritual practices, and a healthy lifestyle. By increasing awareness, inner balance, and energetic purification, we can fortify ourselves against external influences and pave the way to a fulfilling spiritual path.